This is Helderberg FM 93.6. The name is Silvana Brown, in the zone with you. But it's that time of the morning where we welcome two very special guests back to the Helderberg FM studios. And joining me in studio now, I've got Lawrence Kruger, the founder of Cape Honeybee Conservancy, and I've also got Robert de Wet, CEO of the Helderberg Hospice, joining me in studio. A very good morning to you both, gentlemen.
Morning, Silvana.
Wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for your time here at Helderberg FM this morning. So, Lawrence, I think we'll start off with you. Tell us about Honeybee, Cape Honeybee Conservancy. Tell us what has happened to the Cape Honeybee. Let's maybe just delve into the honeybee. Tell us all about it.
Wonderful question. Cape Honeybee started accidentally about 5 years ago, and it has just been blessed to grow into an organization that focuses on the honeybees. Not just the honeybees, but, about our public as well, educating our public. And we've done so many removals. I think we did a head count. We've done 179 removals all over the Helderberg, and it's just grown from there. It's been a wonderful journey, a journey of educating people, educating ourselves.
Absolutely. And tell me, what has also grown in those areas? So we've got the Hospice Open Gardens, which took place last year in October. Such a humbling experience. And then also awarding Somerset West Golf Course. Tell us more about that.
So we came up with a couple of initiatives. Hospice is so dear to our heart. That is first and foremost one of our very big focuses. Somerset West Golf Course we did last year in October. It was the first bee removal on a golf course for hospice in South Africa, and we really used that as a platform for open gardens, to set that platform and to just build on that for Hospice Helderberg.
Absolutely. And tell me more about the plants and trees, the dire shortage. Tell us more about that.
There is a dire shortage of forage for bees. People, I think now, are becoming more aware to plant up fynbos gardens and plants which provide forage for bees, but also pesticides are still used, which we don't agree with. There are other methods that can be used, but there is a dire shortage of food for our local Capensis bees.
Now, many of our bees' main sources of food are being indiscriminately chopped out, and I refer to the eucalyptus tree, which is referred to as being invasive species. Tell us more about why it's this critical.
I think it's critical because it flowers at a certain time of the year, and it just gives those bees, a boost. The removal of trees, of the eucalyptus, is very contentious. I believe that the trees were placed on Earth for a reason. The reason for insects, for animals and people. And, maybe we should have steered our water resources a bit better and created a bit, looked after our water resources better, then we wouldn't be in the position where we are at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, tell me, for anybody listening right now wanting to get involved and help the Honeybees project, how can they go about that?
Well, very good question again. So the main focus for October, the 1st to the 31st of October, is hospice. So we are inviting the public of the Helderberg Strand and Gordons Bay. If you have a swarm in your home, your car, your office, underground, in trees, we've done them all. We would love to come and help you remove that swarm. All the funds that are generated from that removal are donated back to Helderberg Hospice. We've also involved 2 other beekeepers, so where my son and I, Dylan, cannot just get to you at that moment, we have 2 other gentlemen on standby, and that is the focus. The focus of October 1st to the 31st is hospice, but also removing as many swarms safely as possible.
And how do you find that, like during the summertime? I mean, we're into spring now, and then we're moving over to summer very shortly in December. So how often is it that you have to go and remove all these swarms of bees?
Very, very often, because you would find that the big colonies tend to split.
Yes.
And they seem to be seeking a home. And they're looking for a home. They find a vent in a home, and it's a beautiful, warm area that they can move in. And people don't often want bees in their home because, let's face it, people are scared of them. They're scared of the stings and the children, the dogs, etc., etc. So you need a professional that is out there that can remove bees. And the Helderberg, for instance, there are 39
Yes.
co-beekeepers, which have formed a wonderful group of people that care very deeply for bees. And they are also available. So it's not just us, but there are fellow beekeepers available to help.
Absolutely. Now, if you've just tuned in, this is Helderberg FM 93.6, and I'm chatting to Lawrence Kruger. He's the founder of the Cape Honeybee Conservancy, and I've also got Robert de Wet, CEO of the Helderberg Hospice, in studio with me. A very good morning to you again, Robert.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic. So let's talk more about the Hospice Do Good project. Let's talk more about that.
Well, we were lucky enough last year, I think it was about 2 or 3 days before our open gardens, because we have our open gardens every year in October. So this year, the 20th, 21st and 22nd of October, we have our open gardens, 15 gardens in and around the Helderberg, Gordon's Place, Somerset West Strand, on show to the public. So just buy tickets from Hospice. And last year, about 2 or 3 days before our open gardens, we actually had a swarm of bees on the property. And Lawrence and his son Dylan were due to come and present at open gardens last year, because they do a lot of education for the public. So they put up a stand at our open gardens and interact and meet with members of the public. But 2 or 3 days before open gardens, we had a swarm. Thankfully, they came round, did what they do best. When I wish the public could see Lawrence today in his fancy beekeeper outfit, dressed like a bright yellow busy worker bee, but they were brilliant. And so they removed the swarm, and everyone is happy, and the bees are happy. They move on, and then Lawrence came to us with a yellow box for Hospice project, which I'll let him talk more about.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that insight, Robert. So over to you again, Lawrence. Tell us more about this phenomenal project coming up in the month of October, and the focus on yellow box for Hospice. And I have to add, I love the yellow you're wearing today.
Thank you very much. Yes, the yellow box for Hospice was just birthed out of our love for Hospice. We've all been touched by the big C. And, I fondly remember 40 years ago, my sister.
Yes.
And I can be very honest with you today, Robert, if Hospice had not been there for us as a family, we would have fallen to pieces. And still today, her children absolutely cherish the memory of Hospice and what they did for us. So this idea has been coming a very long time, and it's very personal to us. It's a big deal. This is a big deal for us. This is not just a promotional thing. This is a very big deal. So
Yes.
we want to encourage the public to get involved. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, we've spoken to beekeepers in Gauteng and Natal.
Yes.
And next year, we're going to roll this out countrywide. So we are going to be challenging hospices and beekeepers across South Africa.
Wow.
We want this to become an institution, on the little idea that was birthed on Somerset West Golf Course
Wow.
one morning.
Yes, that is absolutely incredible. I love the tenacity and the perseverance, and definitely big projects in store for the future, the very near future, may I add. Now tell me, just in terms of social media platforms, are you available? If anybody would like to visit some of your social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and also could you share some of your contact details as well?
Absolutely. So we're available on Facebook as well as Instagram.
Okay.
What we will ask Radio Helderberg and Hospice is just to post the details afterwards. I think it takes a little bit out of the time to go and spell and give
No
you a
problem.
cell number
Sure, that's no
and all
problem.
of those things. But then we are fully contactable on Facebook, Instagram, and so as well, and email as well.
Yes, fantastic. So I'll definitely get those details, and then I will announce it as well so that we can really spread the word. Well, thank you so much for your time today. In closing, Lawrence, anything else that you would like to add from your side?
I think I'd like to just take 1 minute and tell you of a miracle,
Yes.
the miracle of the Queen. So the Queen is an integral part of Cape Honeybee colony. Without her, cannot survive. So the miracle is when she leaves the colony as a virgin queen and she flies out of that colony, she spirals up into the sky. I've only seen this once before. She's then followed by about 13 to 14 male drone bees where they mate with her in the sky. She then goes back into the hive. And then picture this at year 2. She is laying 2,000, up to 2,000 eggs a day.
Wow.
She survives for a period of 5 years. So what I'm saying to you is that that is the true miracle of the bee, is that she can live for 5 years, lay 2,000 eggs a day, and sustain that colony. Without her, she cannot survive. And that is why we need the public today to help us to save the bees.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Anything from your side that you'd like to add, Robert?
You know, from our side at Hospice, we just really thankful for people like Lawrence and his son Dylan and the work that they do. You know, we've been providing palliative care in Helderberg for 37 years, and we wouldn't be able to do that without the support of our local community. So, you know, we say thank you to Lawrence for your support for these initiatives, and we thank our entire donor community across the Helderberg, because without them and without these kind of initiatives, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't be able to do the work that we do today. So it's for the community, with the community, by the community. It really is important to us. So thank you. This is a wonderful initiative, and we're looking forward to open gardens this year and having the busy worker bees there in their bright yellow. And we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, Robert. And then also to you, Lawrence Kruger. Thank you very much for your time and for telling me that Queen Bee story. I love it. Something I've learned today as well. But all the best for the project and also for the month of October, the Yellow Box for Hospice project. I know that is going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your time today at Helderberg FM.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having us.